Welcome back, everyone. Today I want to talk about graphics software, and specifically about my workflow in respect to both on the iMac and on the iPad. For some time now, I've been trying to find, like a lot of people, a Lightroom replacement, and I've tried a number of different pieces of software, and I'm not going to name them all, but I've settled on one. On the iMac, I've settled on Luminar AI. I love the program. It solves a big problem for me. When I go out and take lots of pictures, either for myself or for customers, I can sometimes shoot up to 1,000 pictures, and I want to be able to vet through them quickly, process the ones I want, and then export them. And I can do that very easily with Luminar AI. So let me show you. So here I have already preloaded some pictures I took this morning in the garden. Okay, we'll do these. Here we go. So let's work on these ones here. So, okay, these are some buds. It's coming into spring here, and I've taken a number of shots of different buds. So, okay, at least 3 pictures here. This is a good example. So, you go into the edit pane, and the first thing you're confronted with is the enhance slider, which is the important part of Luminar AI. It's artificial intelligence, and so basically you slide that across and it will make a pretty good estimation of what needs to be done here. You can then go down into the light section and make other, let's say let's take the contrast up a little bit. Let's put those highlights up. Maybe exposure just a little bit. I can then go in and start playing around with the color. Look, there's a lot. I'll leave it at that for the moment. But let's go back to the catalog. Now, as you can see, that picture is bounded with a blue box. Now, notice these 2 other pictures next to it. They're very similar to that picture. So what I can do now is hold down the command key and go click, click, and then go right adjust and go adjustment, sync adjustments, and hey presto, those 2 pictures are now populated with the same settings that I made in the edit as this picture. So what happens there is that when, okay, that was just 2 pictures, but let's say I've taken a whole mass of pictures, and let's say, I don't know, 20 pictures, and they're all of a similar topic, subject, and they similar lighting conditions. I can then fix one and then very quickly ramp that through all the others over the other 19. That's an incredible workflow. And then, so here's the best part. So let's just say, so deselect that now. Let's say in this instance, I've selected all 3 photos. Let's just say it's 20 photos, and I want to export them now. Come down to export, right? Save the disk. And if I go to options, I can choose, in this case I'm going JPEG, but you can actually go PNG, TIFF, Photoshop, PDF. So I tend to save at 100% quality on JPEG, and again, choose a location. I'll just put root directory there and go save, and now I'm exporting those pictures, and I can then pass them on to a client, do whatever else I want from them. Yeah, so they're now exporting. As I said, I can do whatever I want with those pictures then. I can repurpose them, I can resize them as JPEGs. I can pass them on to clients, I can put them up on a website, whatever. The point is that workflow makes it very efficient, and you get good outcomes. So that's fine. But then I bought the iPad, the new one, the iPad Pro, 12.9 with 1 terabyte space, M1 processor. I love it, but I have struggled to find a similar workflow to Luminar AI. Unfortunately, Luminar do not make a piece of software for the iPad. So I've been experimenting for the last week, and I've come up with a very similar workflow using 2 different pieces of software. So I think I might show you that right now. So let's go to the iPad. Okay, so we're down at the iPad. Let me show you this combination of 2 pieces of software that basically emulates Luminar AI. So the first part is Apple Photos. It's a cataloging program. Luminar AI has a catalog with albums, exactly the same as Apple Photos. So that's your go-to place there. And you can actually put in here, I've got lots of albums. This relates back to a previous video, I've been scanning lots of old photographs, and so they're populating here. But I do actually have an album called Raw, and in there I've got some raw pictures. But that's not really what I wanted to show you today. So in essence, this is the cataloging program that I'll be using in conjunction with Pixelmator Photo. Now, if you come to this little star wheel here, show photos. We're now actually in the Photos app, as I showed you before. There are the pictures that I had there. And I can go in and edit any one of these if I wish. So let me show you. So there's a picture I took the other day. Let's say we're going to edit that. First thing, just like in Luminar AI, they have a thing called ML, which is machine learning. It's AI. You push that and it'll make its change. Now in this instance it didn't do a huge change, but it still made its change. I can then do further enhancements. Let's say I want to make the exposure a little bit more, and let's just brighten that screen a bit. Whoops. Okay, there we go. So you might want to just make the contrast a little bit more contrasty. And something I learnt the other day with the this levels area, you've got fine control with these little sliders here. So if you watch certain aspects of I can make quite significant changes. Look at that with the fog, look at that. So I think I'll keep that. Now, here's an interesting thing. If you come over here and you go copy adjustments, right? So when you're done, modify. So let's say these, I want to select that one, and that one are very similar. I'll even do that one. I go to edit and I paste adjustments. Look what happens. Modify. So all of those pictures now, so for instance, let's open that one, have had the settings that I changed in that first picture. So now, just like with Luminar AI on the Mac, I've been able to enhance one picture, make changes to it, copy the presets, and then push it over multiple pictures in one hit. So when you're finished editing these pictures, as I said, select. So let's select all 5, the original picture that I processed, and then the 4 pictures which we copied the attributes over to. At this point, I can now share these go down to Save to Files, choose a particular location. I've already got one called Process Pics. It's on my iPad, and save. And that will save them out as high quality JPEGs. Again, that I can actually use to hand to a client, put up a web page, whatever. And so let's just say you want to give one of these images to a high-end producer, like a TIFF file, for instance. You can go back in there, go edit. You click on the circle with the little 3 dots, come down to the export button, and you can now choose TIFF. Okay, go next, and then again choose where you want it, save to files. Again, I'm going to do it in the same spot, and there you've got a TIFF version of that particular picture. So, as you can see, there's your catalogue, and away you go. I mean, that's enough in itself. But there's one other thing which I really love about the Pixelmator photo. If you come up and click on the gear icon, and where it says Show Files, I can now go to individual. So let's go on my iPad, Process Pics. These are the pictures that I've just processed. I can actually go in there and play around with them if I want to do. I mean, here's one that there we go, we'll open that. There we go, click on the machine learning, and then go in and make whatever changes you want. I mean, this workflow is fantastic. So in essence, I can duplicate what I do with Luminar AI on the iMac on my iPad. So I can be out in the field, take lots of shots, and process this stuff on the spot, give them to clients, do whatever I want. I'm a very happy chappy. Very happy. And I think we'll leave the video here because I think I've covered all the points. Go and try it yourself. Thank you.